Indian at 72, a special report on the 72nd independence anniversary of the nation India, with interviews and reflections from stakeholders on Indo-Nigeria relationship since independence. We have a report. Our focus segment today takes a critical look at succession planning and corporate governance structure. The award-winning Aina Tunji, Chief Executive Officer Tunji Aina and Company, is our guest. Plus, reports on the recently held Green Logistic Conversation 2019 held in Lagos. This is Inside Business Africa, Africa's business news and information leader. Hello, a very good day to you and thanks for joining us. My name is Kenneth Odushola Stevenson and this is Inside Business Africa, Africa's business news and information leader. The month of August is a very important month in the life of nation India, and as the nation and that month celebrates 72nd independence anniversary. On Inside Business Africa, like you may have heard on the highlight, we are going to be reflecting on the nation India and Nigeria's relationship and also stakeholders' comments we'll be taking. We'll talk about all this when we come back right after this commercial break. Welcome back. It's still Inside Business Africa, Africa's business news and information leader. Thanks for staying with us. Indeed, India and Nigeria share a lot in common. To that end, every year when India is celebrating independence anniversary and Nigeria is also celebrating independence anniversary, Inside Business Africa takes it upon itself to report on the relationship between these two countries. In line with that particular spirit, when the nation India celebrated 72nd independent anniversary recently, especially in the month of August, Inside Business Africa had the opportunity of speaking with some of the stakeholders, especially from the corporate world, on what the relationship has been since independence. But first, the Prime Minister of India, who was recently re-elected for a second term in office, actually had a message for the people of India on what to look out for. Take a listen to this.
आज जब देश आजादी का पर्व मना रहा है, उसी समय देश के अनेक भागों में अतिवर्षा के कारण, बाढ़ के कारण लोग कठिनाइयों से जूझ रहे हैं। कईयों ने अपने स्वजन खोए हैं। मैं उनके प्रति मेरी संवेदनाएं प्रकट करता हूं और राज्य सरकार, केंद्र सरकार, एनडीआरएफ, सभी संगठन नागरिकों का कष्ट कम कैसे हो, सामान्य परिस्थिति जल्दी कैसे लौटे, उसके लिए दिन रात प्रयास कर रहे हैं। आज जब हम आजादी के इस पवित्र दिवस को मना रहे हैं, तब देश की आजादी के लिए जिन्होंने अपना जीवन दे दिया, जिन्होंने अपनी जवानी दे दी, जिन्होंने जवानी जेलों में काट दी, जिन्होंने फांसी के फंदे को चूम लिया, जिन्होंने सत्याग्रह के माध्यम से आजादी के बुगल में अहिंसा के स्वर।
With that message from the Prime Minister, let's now go on and present our special report on this important celebration, 72nd independence anniversary of the nation India. And also in that comment, we will also be able to speak with some of the stakeholders, especially from the corporate world, the managing director, chief executives of several organizations that are actually doing a lot furthering the relationship between Nigeria and India. The nation India celebrated her 72nd independence anniversary on the 15th August 2019 and in Lagos and in Abuja. As part of the celebration, the Group Managing Director of Tower Aluminium Nigeria PLC, Chief Dr. C. Dugard, spoke on the Indo-Nigeria relations and the success story and his company's activities in furthering the relationship.
The relationship between Nigeria and India had been as old as before independence, because some of the Indian companies came to Nigeria, like the Prestige Assurance, which is today, came to Nigeria even before the independence of Nigeria, and Nigerian businessmen have been in the country for more than 70-80 years. And today, if you go around all the industrial sector, you will find that employer of Nigerian labor after federal government in Indian companies are the biggest employer of the the Nigerians in the country. So Nigeria-India relationship has grown, and a lot of investment the Indian companies have made for the mutual benefit. And if you see today, the trade is in favor of Nigeria because India imports lot of crude oil from Nigeria. So the relationship is growing, and we hope that it will be for the mutual benefit of both the countries' development. We are also, India also is a developing country, Nigeria also a developing country, and the God is so kind to Nigeria that they have given all the resources, human and natural. When I say natural, is oil, soil and gas, etc. So Nigeria is a blessed country. I congratulate the government of India and government of Nigeria for coming into the cooperation, and our High Commissioner is making all the efforts so that relationship between Nigeria and India grows.
And the managing director of Prestige Assurance PLC, the #1 claim settlement insurance company in Nigeria, Dr. Balaswamy, also stated the relationship between the countries back to many years. He also speaks on the activities of his company and message to the Nigerian and Indian community.
Prestige became a part and parcel of Nigerian business, and this company is for 67 years. They are involved in ensuring all the industries, all the enterprises, and the people became a backbone for many of the industries, and we have settled various claims which have supported the Nigerian community, and they started their business once again because of insurance. So Indians and Nigerians are going together for years together. I think before independence to the Nigeria, the Indian community, by way of doctors, teachers, they are coming to Nigeria to impart training to the Nigerian students and to give treatment. Similarly, Nigerians are also going to India to assist them in various areas. And there is a bilateral relation for a long time. Even Indian community is coming to Nigeria. Some Nigerian military is going to India for training and all. So the relation is very long. You will find many Indian community like Sindhi community, they are here for years together. They have established their business houses and they are a part of the business of Nigeria. So on behalf of management and entire staff of Prestige Assurance PLC, I congratulate His Excellency High Commissioner of India to Nigeria, Mr. Abhay Thakur, and the entire staff of High Commission and Indian community in Nigeria. Happy 72th India Independence Day. Happy Indo-Nigerian relations. Jai Hind.
Mr. Avin Saragja, the Managing Director of Four Corner Innovation and Construction Limited, speaks on the relationship, the success story and the way forward, including the company's activities in the construction industry, and he also sent a message to the Nigerian and Indian communities in celebration of the 72nd independence anniversary of the nation India.
Four Corner Innovation is a construction company with innovative ideas. The company is born in Nigeria, with we have expertise from India, and we have Nigerian expertise working together to bring out these great design ideas, construction ideas in Nigeria. We are doing construction of buildings, roads, restaurants, hotels, hospitals, offices, nightclubs, residence. So those kind of construction we are doing in Nigeria. Construction industry is growing and is contributing to the GDP of Nigeria. Yeah, so it's developing rapidly. There are petrochemical industries coming. There is a lot of construction going on in the ports, roads. So Nigeria is moving fast. Now it's not moving; it's running fast. Yes. On behalf of management of entire staff of Four Corner and Innovation and Construction Limited, I congratulate His Excellency High Commissioner of India to Nigeria, Mr. Abhay Thakur, and his entire staff of the High Commission of India community in Nigeria. Happy 72 Independence Day. Happy Indo-Nigeria relationship. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
Indeed, a big congratulations to the nation India on the 72nd independence anniversary. India remains one of the largest democracies in the world, and it actually has been doing this for quite a long time, and it's actually a model to be followed by nations across the world. We congratulate all Indian nationals in Nigeria, and also those companies that are keeping that relationship between Nigeria and India going positively. Hopefully sometime on this program this year we'll be able to have the High Commissioner to speak with us on the relationship between India and Nigeria. Moving on now on today's edition of the program, we're going to be talking about a very important issue that is so dear to many entrepreneurs: succession planning. And in just a few minutes, Mr. Tunji Aina will be joining us to have a very solid conversation on this important topic. Stay with Inside Business. We'll be right back. It's still Inside Business Africa, Africa's business news and information leader. Thanks for staying with us. And we're going to be discussing a very important topic today. Like I said, that topic is so dear to many entrepreneurs. You see, many organizations like the Nestle, UAC, they were founded by possibly a single family. And today they are over 100 years old. And recently, CNN is also celebrating companies that have stayed around the world for 100 years. But what has been the challenges of many African countries, especially entrepreneurs, has been the issue of succession planning. To take us through some of these important key words on this important topic is Mr. Tunji Aina, the Chief Executive Officer of Aina Tunji & Co., a firm of chartered accountants and consulting. Let me use this opportunity to welcome Mr. Tunji Aina to Inside Business Africa. Mr. Aina, thank you for joining us on this important program and also discussing this important topic.
Thank you so much.
Well, to the major point indeed, Mr. Aina, succession planning has been a major challenge to many entrepreneurs, especially in Africa. You see companies dying after the founder has passed away. And that has been, it has so many examples we can cite here, but we're not going to be doing that for some reasons. But most importantly, we're going to be asking you now, how do we get away from this, very, very sad situation? And what should an entrepreneur do to ensure continuity and sustainability of his investment or his enterprise when he's gone?
When you are starting your business, the first thing you will think of is the vision. Why am I going into this business? So the vision is the one that will give you the direction of where you are going. We have some business for short time. Maybe you just want to enter into the business for a while, and at the end of the day you want to diversify, or you want to run the same business for a longer period. So the vision determines how far you will go in business. So one of the things you should think of: why am I going to the business? What is the purpose? At the end of going into this business, what am I wishing to achieve? And the kind of business you are going to will be determined by the capital that is available at the starting point. Then the other thing you need to look at is where do I want to start the business? Is it in a local area, in an urban area? For example, if you want to go into an agricultural agro business, the kind of business you are going to in agro will determine, am I starting in a rural environment or in an urban area? So if you are going into maybe agro storage business, your product has to be transported from rural area to an urban area. But if you want to deal with at a local level, you are starting your business in a rural area. Aside the capital that is available, aside the location, and aside the vision, we still have the people that will be working with you. Are you sourcing outside or within? Are you going to bring in expatriate? What are the technical know-how that has to be involved in the business? So these are the parameters you need to look at before you start your business. And aside that, you look at your own passion. What do I have passion for? We have a lot of people that enter into business that they don't have passion for, and you can be sure at a slight challenges they will give up. But when you enter into a business that you have strong passion for, no matter the challenges, that passion will keep you to pursue your business until it becomes a reality.
Still on the issue of vision, you know, I mentioned it earlier in one of my first questions. What is important is this, that when you have a vision, really, is it not very important that you actually get your employees to actually buy into the vision? Because individually we all have our own vision, but if my vision is not actually tallying with the vision of where I'm working, there might be a conflict, isn't it? So what should an entrepreneur do to be able to ensure that the team is brought together to marry their own vision with the vision of the enterprise to ensure sustainable growth?
In the hierarchy of human needs, you know, we have man love to be loved, we have clothing, feeding, shelter, but one of it is actualization of our dream. When you employ an employee, he or she has his own personal goal. So when you bring all these things together, individual comes together to form a team. So we have 60 budgeting team, technical team, sales and marketing teams. We have technical team, and each of them, they are given an assignment to be run by departmental or team vision. Okay, for example, now maybe we say, okay, as an organization, we want to have 30 billion naira sales. How can we achieve this? Okay, sales department / marketing department, give us a vision. Finance and fundraising team, come out up with vision how we can raise funds to finance sales and marketing department. Budgeting department, so each of them, they have their own vision. So when you now marry all these visions together, you collate it, then it will enhance the corporate, the overall vision of the organization. I know you are an entrepreneur. Before I go, I'd like to ask you this because it's important. They said the charity begins at home. You are talking about this now. Let me ask you, what is the vision and mission of your own enterprise? That is Aina and Tunji Aina and Co. And what is actually the strategy to ensure that the vision is actually, you know, what the team can buy into to ensure that
one way or the other, you are not in the office, you travel, you can come back and you will still meet the company growing, not the other way around. So what is your vision and mission, and how are you going to sustain that vision going forward?
The vision of our organization is to become a world-class accounting firm, and our mission is to deliver timely and accurate services to our clients that will add value to their products and their services, and at the end of the day make them a world class in their own chosen industry.
Well, Mr. Tunji, I want to thank you very much for taking us through this important topic of succession planning and also entrepreneurship growth strategy. And we want to indeed appreciate what you have been able to give to us today, and I'm sure many people will have learned from you. And for me especially, I've also learned something from some of the conversation or some of the issues you've raised in this conversation. Thank you again for sharing your thoughts, your time with us today on Inside Business Africa.
Thank you so much for giving us this opportunity. We appreciate it.
Yes, I've been speaking with Mr. Tunji Aina of Tunji Aina & Co., a firm of chartered accountants, consulting and administrators. And indeed, he has been able to shed more light on some of the issues that is actually bedeviling many African, most importantly, entrepreneurs and enterprises. When we come back, we talk about green logistics. Stay with Inside Business Africa. We'll be right back. Welcome back. It's still Inside Business Africa, Africa's business news and information leader. Thanks for staying with us. Green Logistics Conversation 2019 was recently held in Lagos. Especially, it was held on the 2nd of August at the 4 Point by Sheraton in Victoria Island. That particular conversation brought together some key professionals in the environment sector and logistics. The event was also sponsored by Zenith Carriers International, one of the top 10 logistics and courier companies in Nigeria, and DHN was also part of the partners to that event. And that event actually had Professor Osinbajo, Mr. Nasser, Managing Director of Loma, and many other speakers talking about the issue of logistics, intermodal, manufacturing. Take a listen to the conversation that took place at that event.
But we can assure you that in the area of logistics, especially as far as the environment is concerned, constantly you will be hearing from us. But today, let us just start this conversation and let's be able to understand what green logistics is about.
For you to be an effective, efficient waste manager, you must be a logistics expert. If you don't have an idea about logistics, you can never do waste management properly. All right, because the key thing in waste management is collection and transportation. It has to be collected. It has to be transported. So that is just about waste management.
The intermodal, as defined, is a kind of being or involving transportation by more than one form of carrier during a single journey. And like I said, the first speaker told much about this when he gave us a sample of City of London. You see the two railway system and all the means of transportation. And whereby if you have your ticket, you can buy the ticket that for the whole month, you just get out, you move from tube to box. And so it's both human and shipping generally, freight transporting passengers and freight on 2 or more different modes in such a way that all parts of the transportation process, including the exchange of information, are efficiently connected and coordinated.
UNEP, United Nations Environment Program, in 1972 at the Stockholm Conference, and also to remind us that the environment is too critical to be neglected. You have World Environment Day, June 5 every year, to wake-up call to remind us that if we don't manage this environment very well, the future generation will condemn rather than commend us, and that is not acceptable. So we talk about intergenerational equity and so on.
It's not just the sustainability of the environment, it's the sustainability of businesses too and individuals. So let me explain this way. Few years back, before technology becomes the thing, people kept advising businesses to switch and automate their processes. Then IT used to be the necessary evil. Now IT is technology is the driver for most companies, is a competitive advantage. Now that's why in top management level in companies you have the CTOs in the board. They are now part of the boardroom because IT technology now drives change in the company, is a force to reckon with.
I think the only point I noticed that we didn't highlight so much is that we've been talking about green logistics, and then we've just been mentioning trucks, and then it looks as if it's just the landways. We have the airways, we have the seaways, we have the railways. Okay, so it's all encompassing, and I think in whatever conversations we're having, we should bring in all of these. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for listening. I say thank you again to the organizers. You say the word thank you. It's just an ordinary word, but it goes a long way to talk about the moral content and the integrity of the receiver. It's been such a wonderful afternoon. God bless you all.
Well, that's about all we have time for on Inside Business Africa for today. But let me also, before I go, make a very important announcement here on behalf of CED Magazine. The 27th of September is the D-Day, the biannual event Nigeria's Construction Industry Hall of Fame will be holding, and professionals will be honored and be inducted into the Nigeria's Hall of Fame. This is an event that happens every two years, and it was instituted in 2011 by the then Vice President, Architect Namadi Sambo. And quite a number of personalities have been inducted into the Hall of Fame, and this time around we're going to be having some other personalities, the legacy-driven professionals, the likes of engineer Mrs. Maduka and builder Oshikoya. They will be inducted into the Nigeria's Construction Industry Hall of Fame. Put down the date in your diary, don't miss it. Join us at Sheraton Hotels and Towers on the 27th of September. It will be a very important day indeed, where we will also be talking about technology and the construction industry development. Disruptive technology, I would like to say. It's been Kenneth Odushola Stevenson presenting Inside Business Africa. Thank you again for watching. See you next week.